What's up, Baby Babies? What's up, Baby Babies? Y'all, I have to stop and do a quick review. I don't know if it's going to be quick. Um, um, Before I leave work today, I'm actually still at work. I just got off. But I watched something last night, and because I'm still here working so late, I wanted to go ahead and get this in, get it at least recorded before I get home, because I know once I get home, I'm going to bed, going to sleep. That's gonna be it, and that is all. But while I'm still here, I'm gonna do this little uh quick. I'm gonna try and do it quick. But the movie is so intricate. I'm not sure if I will be able to. I might have to do it in two parts. Let's see how much I can get through, and then I'm gonna go and take us home. So Nope is a movie. It's I don't know if it's sci-fi or horror. To me, it's more sci-fi. As far as the genre is concerned, I know Jordan Peele. He directed the movie, and a lot of his stuff is kind of considered horror. Um, but this was not scary to me. It had a couple little creepy scenes, little creepy areas, but it wasn't necessarily scary. Um, it was just more like a sci-fi thriller type of, keep you on the edge of your seat, and you have to pay attention because you're trying to figure out everything that's going on. Um, but it was very straightforward, not a whole lot of trickery. As the characters were figuring out things, I was figuring it out as well. So, and I love those type of uh, of movies. I don't like it when I can completely figure things out at the beginning before we get to the end, but I like to be able to figure things out as the characters are figuring them out. So, the main characters in the story, and I'm going to be referring to my notes, y'all, because this is a lot, are OJ, Emerald, Jupe, Angel, and Antlers, I believe. Um, I think everybody else is, yeah, inconsequential to the movie. Those are the five main characters that you're going to see in the movie, and the alien jean jacket, as it becomes known later on in the movie. So the movie starts out with a bloody chimpanzee on a TV set, and the TV set is just like destroyed, and it looks like there's a dead body. Well, all you see is the feet, a dead body right there next to the chimp. It's like just a quick scene. It sits there for a couple seconds and it moves on. The next thing you see is a big house on a ranch. Then it moves to uh, when you see the house, it's like at night. Then it shifts to daytime, and you see the main character OJ, who's working on the horse farm, and his dad is on one of their horses, Ghost, and he's training the horse. Well, he wasn't on the horse at first, but he was working with the horse, and he eventually got on the horse. And they're talking for a minute, and his father says something to him. I can't even remember what the conversation was, but he was pretty much scolding him about something. And at one point, OJ was like, "Are you good?" And the father says, "Are you good?" And they're good. And OJ turns to go walk back to the house. And as he's walking up to the house, you hear this kind of screeching noise. Um, this funny little screeching noise, and then all of a sudden he's hearing all of these thuds. And as he looks up and he sees like things hitting the ground, it looks like maybe rocks hitting the ground, kicking up dust. And he turns around and sees his father kind of slumped over on the horse. And as the horse starts to move off, his father falls off the horse and he realizes that he's injured. And so he runs to his father, grabs him, takes him in the car, gets him to the hospital. Come to find out that a coin falling from the sky landed in his father's eye and ends up killing him. So the locals describe it as some type of freak accident. Maybe there was debris that fell from a plane that was so far up in the sky, what have you. But OJ has his doubts, and I think he kind of realizes that something odd was going on because he heard that noise, and then all of these things started happening. So months down the road, OJ is on the set of a commercial. Um, his father's ranch trained acting horses, basically horses that worked in Hollywood on movie sets. So he's on the set of a commercial with a horse named Lucky, and um, everyone's kind of confused as to why he's there. And they informed the director that his father died 6 months ago, and so they're waiting for him to come in and give an introduction about the horse and what they're going to do or what they're supposed to do. And he's clearly uncomfortable in the position. I just heard some noises. Um, he's uncomfortable in the position. And as he starts to try to explain, his sister comes in, Emerald, and she's like gregarious, she's charismatic, she's comfortable speaking. She gives the history of their horse wrangling business, and including the fact that their great 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 grandfather was Alistair Hayward, who was the first black jockey in the very first motion, not the first black jockey, but he was the black jockey in the very first motion picture. She finished her little intro and then she walks off. And so they continue to start shooting the commercial. And OJ, who's again, he's not very vocal. He's trying to give instructions to the different actors on what to do. There's someone standing behind the horse and he's telling them, get from behind the horse. And as he's engaging in those folks, someone put something, he gave an instruction at some point earlier to tell the crew not to look the horse in the eye. And someone put something right up in the horse's face, the idiot. And of course, then the horse bucks and kicks dust from whatever that was behind him. Bunch of idiots. But they ended up getting fired, and so they leave. They bring in a wooden horse to film, to finish the shoot, what have you, and OJ and Emerald get in the truck and leave. So they're leaving, and OJ's like, well, where did he, he's asking where to drop her off. She says she wants to go back to the house with him. And you can tell by the conversation that there's some issues between them. They make it back to the ranch. But well, actually, before they make it back to the ranch, they stop off at this Western style theme park that's run by one of the other main characters, Jupiter, or something or other. But they call him Jupe. And at some point, OJ reveals that they're there to sell a horse to Jupe. Basically, he's had to sell off some of the horses to keep the ranch going because they haven't had much work. While they're there, Emerald discovers an old time photograph machine it's set up in a well. So basically, you're looking down into the well and you crank a wheel, and it takes your picture as you're looking down from below. This is going to be important later. Don't forget that. But moving on, they go with Jude, meeting him in his office. And while going through different artifacts in his office, Emerald discovers that he was a child star on a TV series called Gordy's Home. And they're talking about it. And basically, he was a star of a show that had a chimpanzee. And the show ended up getting canceled because the chimpanzee goes crazy. Remember the opening scene I told you about where the bloody chimpanzee and the person laying on the ground? Yeah, that's the show. So he takes them into a private room showing his private memorabilia from the show. And there's a picture, well, not a picture, but in one of the glass boxes is a shoe that's just kind of standing up like this, which a shoe normally doesn't do, but it's sitting up like that so that you see the inside of the shoe, the top and the bottom. They go around talking about it. He kind of tells them about some of what happened. He doesn't give the full story, but he basically says that while they were shooting an episode, a birthday episode for Gordy, a balloon popped and Chimpy went on a rampage and tore up the whole set. The last vision in that scene is of Jupe, a young Jupe, hiding under a table. So OJ and Emerald go back to the ranch. They are having drinks, talking about their dad, and while they're reminiscing, she brings up the fact that there was a horse that they had that she was supposed to get and learn to train that was named Jean Jacket. And but then a movie role came up for the Scorpion King, and her dad basically took that horse. They trained it without her help, and it was used on the movie set. So they discussed things for a little while. And as she's looking out the window, she sees the horse Ghost kind of standing outside of where he was supposed to be, I guess. And so OJ goes out to check on him. While he's out, she's in the house. She starts blasting music and she's drinking and listening to the music, dancing, so have you. And he's out with the horse. And after a couple minutes of being out there, you hear the eerie sound that he heard the day that his father was died, that his father died, rather. Um, so then there was some type of electrical disturbance. The lights in the house kind of go out, flicker for a while. And then as OJ is looking out across the field, he sees the lights. He's seeing lights go on and off. And then as he looks up to the sky, he sees something skirt from one cloud to another. He jumps in his little buggy, runs back, drives back to the house, and he kind of, again, he's starting to figure out there's something more going on. This is the same thing I heard the day my father died. This has to be what caused it. He explained to Emerald that he saw something that was too big and too fast to be a plane, or and basically says he thinks it's a UFO and that it could be what killed their father. So the next day they go to Fry Electronics, buy some video equipment, and attempt to get a shot. They end up calling it the Oprah shot. Um, Basically, when you get this shot that's so good, it makes you famous to where Oprah is going to want you on her show. So the Fry Electronics employee who rings them up is named Angel, the other main character. And he's kind of a conspiracy theorist and UFO enthusiast. Um, so he comes out to the ranch. He realizes that something's going on with them and what they're buying, and kind of tries to question them. Are you filming UFOs? And they just kind of brush him off. And he goes out to the ranch with them to install their equipment. And he realizes that they are hiding something. And he makes several attempts to try to find out what they're doing. While he's installing the equipment, Emerald goes down in the truck, and basically at the front of their ranch, at the entrance, there are several like horse statues. And she goes down and gets one of them and brings it back to the ranch and places it in the middle of a field. And so Jupe shows up, and he's kind of off the ranch on his side of the ranch. He's like their neighbor. His park is neighboring to their ranch. And so he drives up on his side of their, on the fence line of their ranch. And basically he's reminding them about his offer. He's been trying to buy the ranch. And also he invites them to come out to a new show that he's planning, a live show, the next day at his ranch. So that scene goes off. That night, OJ looks out. He's in the house fiddling around and looks out and realizes that the lights have been turned on in the horse stalls. So he goes out to investigate, turns the lights out, tries to walk out, and then as he's getting to the exit, the lights come back on again. So he turns around and starts walking back towards the the light switch, and as he starts walking, these little mysterious figures show up around the corner, and they begin to like crawl towards him. And this is the first nope that you hear. Nope. He turns and walks away. He pulls out his camera and he's attempting to film the ones that are coming around the corner, and another one sneaks up on the side of him. He punches it. Come to find out, it's Jupe's kids who over there pranking him. Y'all, when he said nope, I hollered. That first nope, I hollered. And I figured we're going to be hearing this word enough through this movie, and it's going to be hilarious. But anyway, back at Fry's, unbeknownst to OJ and Emerald, Angel's secretly monitoring what's going on at the ranch. OJ goes out again to retrieve Ghost as he sees him out there, and at the same time, Emerald's at the house trying to look through the cameras to see what she can see. And while she's watching one of the cameras, a praying mantis jumps on one of the cameras blocking the view. So Angel calls her and tells her that the bug is on the camera. And so she says, "What are you doing watching this? Didn't we tell you not to pay attention to us now?" And he also informs her that one of the other cameras, well, camera B, is down. So she has to go out and fix it. So while OJ is walking Ghost back to the ranch, here's the noise. I'm not going to attempt to. Y'all, I'm not going to attempt that. But anyway, the sound comes. Ghost is like, "I'm out," takes off running. And OJ can kind of make out an outline in the clouds of the looks like a UFO. As it's kind of flying by, it's kind of hovering above him. So Emerald's back at the house, and she can see it too. And she's trying to call OJ, but again, now the electronics are not working. And as OJ is kind of looking up at it, it starts to chase him. He takes off. He makes it to the stalls and kind of hides in a corner and looks out of the entranceway and sees the UFO as it's flying by. So back at the house, she jumps on the camera. I don't think she ever got to fix it, but they get back inside the house after it leaves. And Emerald is like, "Nope, ready to go. Gotta get out of here." But OJ is like, "I got mouths to feed." He's refusing to leave. He's basically saying, "I'm not giving up on this ranch, on my father's dream. I'll be here." So they end up staying. So then the movie jumps to Gordy's birthday episode, the famous Gordy episode. And so you see a young Jupe, and the episode is going through the filming, but it basically is chronicling what happened the day the champions went bat ape-ish, get it, on the set. So again, it's a birthday episode, balloons go up, and one of them pops, and you hear the mayhem. You can't see it. They don't show what the chimpanzee is doing, but you hear it. You hear people screaming, people running, things falling. Then all of a sudden, the camera comes back in, and you see the scene we saw at the beginning, where the chimpanzee is sitting on the floor, his feet are next to him, and he's climbing on stuff, looking around, bloody. And the person who's laying there starts to make noise, moaning, that they're hurt. So he jumps down and he pounds. You don't see it because the body is kind of behind a couch. But you see him, his arms going up, and you know that he's beating whoever was there. And you hear kind of a squelching sound, almost like he took a bite, which is, this was the creepiest part of the movie to me. If you wanted to talk about something scary, this was it for me. I wasn't really scared, but this was like the most tense part. So he finishes with her, and then the actor playing the father figure comes walking from a part of the set where I guess he was hiding and was trying to run away, and chimpanzee ran him down and beat him up. Again, you don't see him actually. They don't show it, but you see the monkey flail on his arms, and he's just over there beating the crap out of him. And so the whole time, Jupe is watching this from under a table, a dining room table. And so the table has kind of a tablecloth on it, but it's kind of sheer. So the monkey walks back in, chimpanzee walks back into the scene, back where he was before, and he slowly turns and sees Jupe under the table. Here's my anxiety kicked up. Like, oh crap. Well, we know he makes it because he's grown when we see him earlier in the movie, but it slowly walks up to him. And of course, they drag out the, suspense. He walks up to him and he slowly reaches out his paw. So one of the signature moves, I guess, in the show was that the monkey and Jupe would do a fist bump. So the monkey put out his paw to do the fist bump, and as he's reaching out to do the fist bump, first responders come in and pop him in the head. The monkey, not Jupe. But that was just the most anxiety written part of the movie for me, and made me kind of, I wouldn't even say jump, but it startled me. So flashes back to Jupe in the current day. He's on his ranch and he's thinking about, clearly he's reminiscing about that day, and he's about to unveil his new show. He believes that he was spared, his life was spared, that because he had a connection with the animal, um, that he had this special connection that he could do this with animals, and that's why he was spared that day. And I think, well, I don't think I know. Jupe has discovered the cloud alien and believes he can make the same type of connection with the alien. I don't know, y'all. I would never make that jump, but to each his own. So as he goes out to uh, debut his new show, he uses the horse that he brought from OJ to lure the alien out. It's sitting out in like a glass box, and while he starts to give this monologue and speech, but one of the biggest huh movement moments, huh moments from this movie, he introduces his old castmate, basically the legs we saw and the feet we saw when the monkey took a bite out of, his old cast member sitting in the crowd, and they show her, she's got a shawl over her face. But there's a point where the shawl comes up and you see, ugh, it was just weird. She's just sitting there in a t-shirt. She's in a t-shirt that has a picture of herself before she was mauled. But she's there at the show. He introduces her, that's my old castmate, blah, blah, blah. Then he goes through this monologue explaining basically that he's seen a UFO and that it showed up at a certain 6:13, 6:15 something. And so they're going to wait till the time comes for it to show up. And they're going to be amazed. It's going to be this amazing show. So he says, well, until the time comes, my sons are going to come out and do a show and keep us occupied until the alien comes. Well, the alien sees the horse in the box. The alien is hungry. Oh, I forgot to mention, I missed the part. Remember, they put the decoy out that OJ and Emerald, they had the horse statue out in the field. Well, apparently the alien ate that the night that OJ sees it and runs back to the stalls. When he gets a really good glimpse of it, that night the alien ate that fake horse. So now he's hungry because he didn't get that wasn't food. So now he sees this horse. He's like, I'm not waiting to 6:15. I'm hungry now. So the alien hovers, comes down in the cloud, and everybody's oohing and on. I see something coming out y'all. I see something coming out the clouds. I'm, mm-mm. I'm not sitting there to wait. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. That's not nope. That's the moment I'm out. I'm not gonna wait to see what it is. It ain't Jesus coming out the clouds. Why do I need to be there? So apparently the alien, sees all of these people And yeah, I'm hungry. I'm here. Comes down from the cloud, sucks everybody up, and leaves. Lucky, of course, senses something wrong, and he got up out of there. So you don't see what happens. And again, it's almost like the same as with the monkey attacks. You see, you they show you, I guess what looks like a view from inside the alien's stomach or from inside of it. You see people kind of moving about in some membranes, and you hear everybody screaming. So you're imagining this is, inside. You hear children, babies crying. This is inside the alien. He done sucked up everybody and he's flying around. So OJ shows up at the ranch. OJ left to go to the ranch, the cowboy ranch, excuse me, to get lucky. He has uh, an epiphany, um, that it was going to need something to eat, that he wanted something to eat. So he went to go see if he could get lucky back. And when he gets to the cowboy ranch, I mean, everything's in disarray. There's not a cow, a pig sitting on the roof, umbrellas, chairs, tables, everything's turned over and around. So he's looking around and basically makes it out to the back where they were having the display for the alien. And he sees Lucky. He's trying to get Lucky to come back to him. He's trying to get him to come back to him. And as he's out there, he glimpses the alien in the clouds. And again, Lucky's like, I'm out of here. Takes off. But it sees him, so it swoops down out of the cloud. And this is the first real look at the alien and his mouth and what it does, as that it's basically sucking up everybody. It's huge and tries to eat OJ, and OJ went back down into the ranch, into a little enclave, whatever he was in, um, as it was trying to suck up the cut. And then I'm gonna have to edit. It's my daughter arriving at the house. Anyway, where was oh, we get the view of the alien. Whatever happens, it knocks him out. So OJ wakes up, and it's hours later because it's dark, and he starts trying to call the house. Back at the house, Angel is about to leave. He made some repairs to the system and what have you, and so he gets in his truck and he starts to drive away. Midway up the road, the truck stops, like electronics stop, and he realizes the alien's here, and he runs back to the house. I think I missed something, didn't I? Yeah. So that day, that before OJ left, I did miss something. Before OJ went to the park, before the show, um, that next morning after the first contact with the alien that OJ had out when he was running back towards the house, and the alien ate the fake horse. Again, Angel's at the store watching, so he knows he knows something's going on. He gets to the house, he gets to the ranch. They say, okay, so it's in the cloud. How are we gonna get this shot of this thing? And OJ has a kind of reminiscing moment where he recalls his father telling him that how some animals are territorial and they don't want to be trained. Um, and I think at this point they try to enlist. This is when they call Antlers, the cinematographer, to see if he could come out and film the UFO. He kind of shoots them down, refuses, and moves on. But that's when Angel shows up. So I kind of got it out of order. Angel shows up. I'm human. Come on now. I just watched it. Anyway, It's also at that point when he's reminiscing about his dad, he realized this is not a ship. This is an animal. It's an alien, but maybe an animal, like some type of animal. Um, and that's when he leaves to go get Juke back. I mean, Lucky back from Juke. So anyway, back to the house. Angel's trying to leave. He starts to drive away. Truck stops. He realizes that the alien's there. Runs back to the house. OJ's on trying to get back to the house, and as the alien shows up, he is on the phone explaining to Emerald that it's territorial and that it's an animal. And it comes and sits over the house, and you hear people screaming. You hear the park goers screaming. I'm like, they still alive? And then all of a sudden it starts to rain down on the house, blood and guts, and I guess things that were digested in the animal. And then all of the things that it couldn't digest start raining down on the house. Pieces of wood, umbrellas, there's a wheelchair, all kinds of stuff starts raining down on the house. Angel and Emerald are stuck in the house. While this happens, OJ pulls up, and so the alien leaves the house, starts to hover over him and rains on him. And at this point, I think it's just water, but it stops for a second. He looks out the door and he sees the alien in the cloud over the truck. Nope. He gets back in the truck. Nope. Y'all, I love this. Every time someone says nope, I was in tears. So he gets back in the truck, and he's sitting there, and the okay, I don't want to miss something. No, he's sitting there, and he doesn't really want to look up at it because it dawns on him that it will attack if you challenge it and look it directly in the eye. And then as he's sitting there, the wooden horse, the alien dumps the wooden horse on the truck. I don't eat this. Don't give me nothing like this ever again. So they realize that they've angered it. And so they sit there. He sits in the car all night. They're in the house. There's a point where in the morning, lights come back on. So OJ gets out of his truck, runs down towards the house where Angel's truck is sitting. And so Emerald and Angel come out the house. And so he's hollering to them, don't look at it, blah, blah, blah. And because it comes over, flies over OJ, and he's got his head down. Y'all, it's crazy. I love how the cinematography, how it's filmed, how it looks. So they make it out of the house. They get in the car, ride off. I guess the alien's like, good, get out of here. This is my space. This is my spot. It's mine now. So they go to Angel's apartment, sit there for a while, play around, go out to eat. And as they're talking, they're basically trying to decide whether they should keep going, because now you have all these people that have been killed. Emerald feels a little guilty. She's like, well, is this my fault? You're going to blame me for this? And they're like, it's a whole little I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, but they have this conversation about what happened, what they should do next, that kind of stuff. And as they're leaving, Antlers, because now all of these people have gone missing. There's all this destruction at the park, and it's made the news. So Antlers sees that there's been something happening in this area and realizes, oh, these guys were telling me the truth. And he texts Emerald saying that he wants to come help. He wants to actually help out. So he comes to the house, meets them at the ranch, and he brings a non-electric camera. Of course, Antlers would have something that could crank and get the shot. They start to sit down and piece together what, why, how these things are happening. They establish that the alien passed over that they had killed their father, but that it was Jupe who kind of enticed it to settle there by try to lure it out. And at that point, that's when OJ starts calling the alien Jean Jacket after the horse. They begin to plan out how they're going to draw him out. And they don't tell you the plan, but you see them with maps and talking about what they're going to do, this, that, and the next. So here we go. The next day, they set up, and well, actually, couldn't have been the next day. I think it was the day after that. But because I know Angel went back to Fry's, got some more equipment. They had been training. OJ had been working with Lucky to try to get him not to react and look at other things to keep his focus. So it might be a couple days that went by as they were working on this. But again, here's the day. We're going to actually put our plan in motion. Again, we don't know the plan. We're just going to watch them do it. And just as they begin to start everything out, OJ gets on Lucky and has a hood on Lucky so that he's not looking up. He doesn't see anything. I don't know what those hoods are called with the horses where all you see is the netting, like the dark netting over their eyes. They put them on racehorses. But anyway, OJ's going out. They're beginning to try to see if they can lure Jean Jacket into a place where he can be filmed. Antlers is up on the hill with Angel. They're running the reels under a kind of a camouflage tarp. And just as they're really starting to see some things happen, like there was an area in the park. They have these, the big wavy things at the car sales dealerships that kind of float with because the air is blowing up into them. They stole several of them and put them throughout the ranch so that they could tell where Jean Jacket was. If one of them went flat, the electricity's out, he's kind of in that area. So there's an area where one of them went out. OJ is over there trying to see what he can see. And here comes the idiot TMZ guy. I don't even know what to call him. He comes in on a motorcycle wanting to film and get some footage. And Emerald is telling him, you don't want to go out there. Don't go out there. And he doesn't listen. He has his cameras and everything. So he goes flying out there on a motorcycle, trying to jump in on their action. But he rides out and gets into the vicinity of Jean Jacket. And of course, the bike shuts down. Well, he's going probably about 60, 70 miles an hour. Shuts down, stops. He goes flying. Idiot. Anyway, OJ goes over to try to help, keeping his eyes to the ground, trying to, not intimidate or trying to keep his eyes off of Jean Jacket. So he gets to the rider. He waits a minute. Jean Jacket flies, I guess, out of their range. So the walkie-talkies come back on. He heads over to try to help the idiot rider, and he's worried about where's my camera? Where's my camera? And so as OJ is trying to get him out of there, the guy has on this metallic helmet, and he sees Jean Jacket overhead. And he's like, sorry, dude. He gets on his horse and rides out. Another one bites the dust. And of course, Antlers is filming everything, right? So the alien catches up with OJ after he eats the TMZ guy, and he's kind of hovering over OJ, and you can hear the guy screaming, like inside of it. And OJ puts, he sits there for a moment, and then as Jean Jacket kind of, I can't tell if he actually floated completely away or backed off a little. He has on a jacket, a hoodie jacket, and puts up the hood. And on the top of it, he has these two fake eyes sewn in. And he starts off on the horse. And when the jean jacket sees the eyes, he starts to chase OJ. And so there's a scene where, and you see it from like looking at OJ, like running towards you or riding towards you, and the alien behind him opening its mouth. And then they have a shot where, because the alien kind of goes to the side. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but it's amazing. And this is where Antlers filming up on the hill gets the actual shot of the alien rolling on its side, trying to suck up OJ and the horse. And they make it to the stables just in time, and Jean Jacket flies off. I'm thinking this is it. They got the Oprah shot. They got the footage. It's, yeah, we got it. It's going. Yeah. No. No. And one of the stupidest movie moves I've ever seen. And I have to call it stupid because it's like, you got it. It's over. Antlers decides, no, this is going to be my legacy. And that wasn't enough. He gets the camera, puts it on his chest, heads out on top of the hill, and he's filming Jean Jacket. He's just filming the sky. He stands there. Jean Jacket comes, sucks him up. You see that he's got footage of him being lifted off the ground into the belly of the beast. So as Jean Jacket is sucking him up, of course, he's sucking up some of the stuff around him, and some stuff is going flying. Angel was there, and he went flying down the hill. And you see some of the bins that the video footage was in. It goes flying down the hill. So now the Jean Jacket is pissed. He's, oh, y'all playing with me? Y'all playing with me? So he starts spitting out debris and running all over the place. He's going all over the ranch. He goes and sucks up the trailer where Emerald was, knocks Emerald across the field. He's sucking up this. He tries to suck up Angel, and Angel had got twisted in some barbed wire, and he wrapped himself in some plastic in the barbed wire, hoping that would deter the alien from eating him, which it does, because it sucks him up and it spits him out. Excuse me. And then Emerald gets up because, again, she's been thrown across the field. She gets up and starts to walk towards the motorcycle. And then Jean Jacket starts to fluff out. That's the only way I can explain it. Kind of fluffs out into this bigger creature. It reminds me kind of in different scenes. It reminds me of like a hot air balloon, but with holes. And then other times it looks like maybe a jellyfish. But yeah, it starts to expand to get bigger, because now it's like, I'm pissed. Y'all done did it. You gonna get it now. And he's going through and tearing things up. And she gets to the bike. OJ sees her he tells her to go head to the bike, and he gets on lucky, and he faces Jean Jacket and starts to back up. So he's trying to pull it away from her, so enough to where the motorcycle will start and she can get away, which she does. But while unfurling itself, this big green square thing comes out, unfurling, and flashes several times at OJ as he's backing up. I can only assume it's an eye. And you don't see what happens after that. The next thing you see is Emerald racing towards the cowboy ranch, and she's trying to lure. Now she's trying to lure the Jean Jacket to her, and she gets to the cowboy ranch, and she has a moment of genius where there's a big balloon cowboy that's attached to one of the buildings. She releases the tethers. It floats up in the air, luring Jean Jacket to come over. And again, it's a balloon, cowboy looking. So here comes Jean Jacket. It opens up the eye again, flipping the eye at the balloon. Of course, the balloon keeps looking because it's a balloon. And as it's doing that little confrontation in the sky, she heads over to remember the old well from the beginning that takes the pictures with the crank? She's down at the well trying to get photos. She's taking photos of it as it's moving around, and she gets the Oprah shot as it's flying out to eat the balloon. It flies off with the balloon in its belly, and then it gets into a cloud and goes. So you can imagine that the balloon just explodes, but you don't really see if it actually kills Jean Jacket. You see some things falling to the ground. You don't know if it's just the balloon or if it's part of Jean Jacket, because it just looks like a cloud. And so it falls. She's sitting there screaming, yeah. There's a picture of Angel sitting on one of the hills, so he's alive. And then outside of the park, just out of the park, you see some news reporters getting out of their crew vans. And it's not really clear if they saw anything other than her running into the park or if they saw anything in the sky, but they saw something. They know something's going on because now they're out looking like, what? What happened? And so the movie ends with her staring at the exit of the cowboy park with a horse and a man on the horse in the orange jacket that looks like OJ. And then it stops. Nothing else. That's the end of the movie. I think it's OJ. I'm optimistic. It's OJ. They're going to do another movie, and it's going to show that OJ made it, and that they got the Oprah shot. Now they're going to be rich and famous, and somehow or another, when the thing went poof, the video footage that Antlers had dropped to the ground somewhere, they're going to recover their stuff, and the footage that they already had, they're going to have that. Trust me, it's going to be another movie. And I'm here for it. This was actually very entertaining. It wasn't scary. It was very entertaining. And I like trying to figure out what was going on and figuring it out as they were figuring it out. Thumbs up. This is my first Jordan Peele movie. Don't shoot me. No, I did not see Us. No, I did not see Get Out. I don't know if I'll go back and watch it because they said they're horror. I'm not a real big horror movie fan. Because most of the time it's just stupid. They're not really scary. A lot of them are gory, but not really scary. But anyway, Auntie Babies, I said it was going to be quick. It wasn't quick, but I did get the whole movie done. Got the whole movie reviewed. And now I'm going to head home because I'm tired. And I'll see you next time. You know what Auntie said? Hey, before that, subscribe. Click like. I need some more likes. I need some likes in my life. Click like, subscribe, and I will see you in another video pretty soon. I got some trailers I need to review, and I need to get caught up on Married. Actually, watch Married to Medicine. I just need to do the review. Again, Auntie loves you. That ain't your mama. Bye.